Anyone that's fighting for freedom of speech, freedom of conscience, individual rights is smeared, defamed, and libeled. And yet you continue this fight. And that speaks to your courage and your integrity. It grieves me that under the Sharia, if you criticize or you offend Islam, under the Sharia in Muslim countries, you can be put to death. You're executed. You're assassinated. In the West, the media, the enemy media, assassinates your character. You are marginalized, you are defamed, and this is a way of shutting people up. You must never, ever shut up. You need to understand, you must never, ever shut up. You must never let them shout you down, ever. We're living in a world where truth is the new hate speech. And just telling the truth is a radical act. And we live in so cheap and tawdry an age that just telling the truth makes you a hero. And yet, there are so few heroes. This is the Orwellian world that we're living in. It's an inverted, morally inverted world. But you need to know something, that you are right. You are right, and you are righteous. You are right, and they are wrong. And wrong is evil. And evil is anti-life. You are fighting for life. You're fighting for freedom of speech. You're fighting for freedom of conscience. And I will tell you that your political officials have abandoned you. And I salute the EDL, and I stand with the EDL, because despite this and the other defense leagues, I want to thank for coming, all the various defense leagues, and my partner Anna's Grabbers, all the Stop Islamization of Europe movements. I stand with them because no matter what we say is irrelevant. We are painted as haters. I'm not a hater. I'm a lover. I would never subject myself to this kind of smears, this kind of insanity. Look at you and look at them. I love when they say, oh, the EDL, their marches always, always get violent. Oh, really? Why is that? That's why. It's not the EDL that's violent. They're throwing firecrackers. They're throwing firecrackers at the police. And we're the bad guys. You must defeat the machine that is, twisting people's minds. And the machine is the enemy media. Each one of you is a one-man media organization. You have email lists, you have friends, you have, I don't know what they do in Europe. You play tiddlywinks? I don't know. I don't know if you golf. I don't do anything. All I do is work. But you have to talk to people. You have to talk to people, and you have to educate people. And you have to explain. You have to explain that this is not any kind of phobia. It's not Islamophobia. It's Islamorealism. There have been close to 20,000 deadly Islamic attacks since 9/11. Each one with the imprimatur of a Muslim cleric. Each one with a mosque behind it. What is being done to expunge the Quran of the violent texts that inspire jihad? What? We're not even allowed to talk about it. We have to talk about it. You have to speak about it. You must have the courage of your conviction. You must not stop. You must come to these events. And I know how difficult it was to get here. And I know how they discouraged attendance at this thing. You have to get the word out. The media is at war with you. The media is at war with freedom. They are very agenda-driven. They do not report the news. They do not report the news. They've abdicated their role in the dissemination of news and information. They're an activist organization, and they want to enslave you, and they want to enslave your children, because that's what we're talking about. We're talking about slavery. So understand that your battle is the battle of the individual. Individual rights. Individual rights is your battle. It is not a religious war. It's a war for freedom. It's a war for life. And I will never give up. And I will never give in. It speaks to how dire the situation is that before I came here, the media was relentlessly, I don't know if you saw the interviews they were trying to conduct with me, incredibly libelous, blood libels. They spew blood libels. This is not journalism. You understand? This is war. They are at war with you. You must understand the fight, and you must bring it home, and you must bring it to your town. And that is the enemy. And don't be afraid to say so, and don't be afraid to fight back. I'm here because I wanted to stand with my heroes. You are my heroes. You are. I mean, nobody wants to be defamed. Nobody wants to be smeared. Nobody wants to be called a hater. And this is what they're doing to shut you up. I implore you not to be shut up. I implore you to fight for freedom. I tell you that this is the greatest battle of our time. This is a long war, and I know you get tired, and I know you get fatigued, and I know you just want to turn your head. Don't do it. Don't do it. I implore you. You are right, remember, and you are righteous. And I'm proud to be here, and I'm proud to stand with you. I urge you to join these organizations. I urge you to get involved. I urge you to read Atlas Shrugs. I urge you to read Jihad Watch. And I want to salute Anna's Gravis, who is my partner here in Europe. Tireless, fearless fighter, an excellent and righteous man, as each one of you are. And I will leave you with that. I will leave you with, you must fight the war. No one is going to save you. Listen to me. When Muslim terrorists flew those planes into the buildings, were those mothers and fathers and sisters and brothers and stockbrokers and doctors and waiters and waitresses, were they our soldiers? Were they our fighters? Yes. Yes, they were. It's that kind of war. That's the war we're in. When the Fort Hood jihadi mowed down U.S. soldiers in Texas, those were our soldiers. But we have a president that won't call that jihad. We have a president who, despite the fact that that Major Hassan was screaming Allahu Akbar, wearing the garb of the Shaheed, giving out Qurans the morning of his jihad, the U.S. government will not call it jihad. It's workplace violence. All right? This is what we're up against. But if people don't know it, then it's not happening. Well, it is happening, and it's incumbent upon you. It's incumbent upon you to fight back in the information battle space. That's where we are right now. The information battle space, the war of ideas, and all the bullets and the bombs and the bloodshed come as a result of what happens in this war. Be a soldier. You cannot stand on the sidelines. Get involved and fight. Thank you. Thank you so much for coming.